I want to share with you one of my best tips to succeed at open houses. So number one is you definitely have to get people to register when they come through. This is an easy way to get leads, and if somebody is coming through an open house, there's no doubt that there's some intent to do something. Either they're looking to buy, or better yet, it's a seller that is scoping out the area and kind of starting to get a feel for homes because they're considering selling their home. So don't be fooled by somebody telling you, oh no, I have no intention or whatever. That's typically just their first objection. So try and get their information. Now you can get information a couple ways. A lot of realtors say the seller requires the information. I really do think that's important. If something were to happen at the house, it is important to know who came through the house. So even if they don't want to provide their email, it is nice to have a name and a phone number so that if something were to happen, you could at least reach out to them. That said, there's better ways to get information from people that they'll actually want to give you their information, and that is by offering something of value. So one great trick that I learned through some other team leaders is having a book with off-market properties on the title page. So in big red letters, basically it says off-market properties do not touch. And you have that kind of on the counter or somewhere, and it intrigues them, but they don't get to go through those books or have a look at those properties without registering with you first. And one team that I followed took it even a step further, which I thought was really cool. They had a big map that they would put up in the open house with a bunch of dots as to all the off-market properties. And they had a QR code that said, scan this to get the off-market properties. And so somebody would scan, and it doesn't send them the off-market properties, but it sends you their information, which then the agent can later call them and book an appointment to sit down and look at the off-market properties. One thing about off-market properties is we're not actually allowed through our MLS to mass advertise those. So you kind of have to have somebody come and meet with you to be able to review any of those off-market properties. So sending them a list isn't really something that we can do anyway. So it's a great opportunity to say, well, why don't we sit down, come by my office, or I can meet you at a house, whatever is convenient for you, and let's go through those off-market properties, and at the same time we can talk about your goals. But the key there is you're offering something of value. You're giving them a reason to give you their information instead of always just, here's my sign-in sheet. You have to sign in because the seller wants you to sign in. So both effective. I don't do one way every single time. Sometimes I'm just very matter of fact. If you want to come in, you have to sign in. I don't allow people in the house without signing in. But if you want to play with that little spin, you can get information a little bit easier and book yourself some better consults by doing it that way. Good luck. If you succeed, please drop me a line. I would love to hear about it.